me. Okay, so this is called aerial yoga play, and really thank you so much for coming and spending your Saturday with us. I make the yoga swings. I want you to just check it out as I go along and give you a nice introduction here. These swings are super stretchy, and that's the first thing you want to get used to, is just give it a nice tug, and notice that they're a little bit different than maybe some materials that you've tried before, and maybe you've never tried any sort of aerial yoga or play yoga or whatever. So if it's totally new to you, then this will be your the supreme experience, because these are like the deluxe version of the swings. They're like the Cadillacs. And I want you to notice that we have 2 sets of carabiners, so 4 carabiners. One of the carabiners is going to have hand holds. The other carabiners are going to have leg loops. And then the main swing is hanging from the daisy chains and the ropes. Usually, I make the daisy chains so they're adjustable, and usually the daisy chains are long enough, but if the ceilings are really high like we're dealing with here, we just extend the ropes and then tie the daisy chains on. So the first thing we want to do is get acquainted with our new friend. So we're going to stand in front and put it behind our back, make sure that it's a good height for us. Like I said, they're super stretchy, so when you go to sit down, we want to make sure we keep our shoulders engaged, right? If your shoulders come up to your ears, I'm not able to tell. And then walk your feet wide. You notice we're a little different here, so I have these round mats, and I like to use these as visual aids to move out of our linear movements and get into more multidimensional space. So Deidre, you're going to help Jess and bring his swing up 1 notch for him so he has a little bit more room. And the same with Linda Sue back there, okay? So Lori, why don't you help Linda Sue bring that swing up 1. So can you drop your hips all the way back there? I want to call you Alan, but that's your last name.
Last name, Lance.
Lance. That's there. That's perfect. And can you bring your shoulders down? Yeah. Perfect. So we're not used to hanging all of our weight by our armpits. Right. That looks great. And it's a little different and strange, and we'll have to get used to that. But after a little while, we're basically recalibrating our shoulder joint, and it'll actually feel good. Okay, and we can just sway from side to side and check each other out. We probably have a couple more people popping in, but if you need it all to make adjustments, feel free to raise your hand and have a conversation with me. I like to keep, so let's just have the conversation up here while we're adjusting, if you don't mind. I like to keep the workshops nice and small and intimate so that we can have an interactive experience. So that way, it's almost like a semi-private class, right? So it's a little bit different than a yoga class where we try to pack you in and have like mat to mat. We want to give you some space and some room. But also notice that there are walls, there are pillars, there are people. So we're going to be mindful of playing bumper cars and really try and synchronize swim with one another as much as possible. Walk your feet to the front of the mat for me. So your toes are going to be right off the front tip. And then your knees are wide. This is called sumo squat. And then from sumo squat, what we're going to do is push back. Now when we push back, straight legs if you can, we're on a nice diagonal. And then we come into chillaxin arms. So we're going to clasp our hands together, relax your head back into your hands, let your elbows flare out wide. And this is how you take pressure off the underarms and also support the neck. So just give yourself a little wiggle from side to side. I like to call it aerial yoga play, so you have lots of time to explore and experience the body. And it's okay to have your own experience right now, so don't worry about synchronized swimming. I just want you to bend one knee and then the other knee, keep reaching back on that diagonal, and see if you can get a nice back bend here. So supported back bends and inversions. That's what we're working on for today. Beautiful, guys. Now, if anything feels really uncomfortable, let me know. Because if it feels good, you're in the right place. If you need an adjustment, everything spreads out, and we can give you lots of alternative and variations. Okay? So come on back to center, press back, neutralize the spine, inhale, open the arms wide, and then come into a forearm press. So your forearms are going to be right about eye level, and then your hands will be at your forehead, right? So when we come to sit, we can really press in. But if your hips are up, you're missing out on that amazing amount of space and length that can happen through the spine, so drop your hips. Tuck your pubic bone under and back towards the wall behind you. So Linda Sue, are you happy? Do you want your swing up higher, or are you good? It's okay. All right, you get to do what you want. The shoulders up by the ears is something, just that small engagement of the lats. We're all going to do it together. We're going to let our shoulders come up a little bit higher, and then we're engaging. So we don't have to move our hips, just our upper body. These are our lats, so engage. And then go ahead and soften, and then engage. Good. Thank you, guys. Now that is a part of our body that hardly ever works, to keep the shoulders rolling down the back, and that little shift is going to open up the whole chest and give us lots of space in the front of the spine. Let's press back again. Inhale, open the arms up overhead, and then exhale, bend the elbows, clasp the hands. This is called chillaxing arms. Just give your underarms a break one more time. Now see if there's something different you can do. Maybe you just do a little side bend. So try to bring your elbow, let's all do the right elbow towards the outside of the right knee. You're not going to touch, right? It's just a gesture, suggestion. And then come back through center and left elbow towards the outside of the left knee. Beautiful. Big side body stretch, but we're laying back into the diagonal. Beautiful. Come back through center. So go ahead and bend the knees, open up the arms wide, and then come into your forearm press sumo squat. So this is our number one upright position. Okay? And now what we're going to do is I'm going to give you guys lots of options for today. So we're going to hold on to the swing. We're going to use the pendulum, right? So we keep pressure on the swing. We're going to walk back and come up. Now for anybody who starts to hate their underarms after a little while, I'm going to show you how you can get into the swing. So everything spreads out. It's like a little secret sauce at the bottom of the Cracker Jack box. So you can actually grab a handful and get it underneath your bum and just sit down. Okay? So this is how we get into cocoon. So it's like a taco. Make sure the inside is pointing up. So turn it over one more time. Yeah, like that. There you go. Like a taco. So turn it over. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. That's the inside.
Oh, I see.
Not that big of a deal, but it just helps with the way it spreads out. Yeah. Good. Okay. So get the swing behind your head and lean back. And just notice, that feels good, right? It's like, oh yeah, that time. So because it is the middle of the afternoon, we're going to take it slow. It can feel like siesta time, right? We're just going to allow ourselves to rest into the swing and let it hold us. Okay? So do you have your head in there? There you go. You're getting there?
I don't know.
So make sure you spread it out. You get it underneath your bum and stretch it down towards your knees. Yeah. And then you can rest your head back. Good. So we're just going to give everybody a chance to get acquainted nice and slow. There you go. Now, if you don't have enough underneath your bum, you'll feel like you're going to slide out, so that's why we make sure we pull it down. So, like, Jess, you could pull this down a little bit more so it doesn't, like, slide off in a pinch. Yeah, there you go. Nice. There we go. Okay, so this is our cocoon. Why don't we go ahead and incorporate our leg loops from here? And so I'm going to reach my right arm on the outside of the swing, and I'm just going to kick the leg loop on the inside. Okay, so I'm going to stay leaning back. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on. So stretch it out from your heel all the way. You'll notice the leg loops stretch out too. From the heel all the way to the back of the knee. You can spread it out. It's okay to bunch it up at the ankle too, but it's really nice. These are the stirrups. And again, I take my left hand on the outside of the swing. I just bop the leg loop and just kind of throw it on the inside and grab it. So see if that'll work. Or whatever way that you can find the left leg loop and then go ahead and put that on. And this is a really nice way to come into Shavasana, right? It's nap time, fully extended. Everybody feel comfortable?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good. So let's just do, this is called windshield wiper. We're just going to rest our hands on our lap. We're going to kick one foot down towards the earth and then the other. And then that gentle swagger is going to let us swing from side to side. So whenever we feel like we need a break, we do have a nice full 2-hour experience together. We're going to come back to our cocoon. And it's 100% okay to spread everything out and rest whenever you feel like you need to. Now we're going to see if we can do a couple different variations from here, just for fun. So we're going to inhale our arms up towards the sky, okay? And then when we exhale, we're going to slide that outer edge of the swing under the arms. So our head comes out. You get the swing underneath your armpits. So hold on to that back edge. Okay? And now what you're going to do is you're going to push down on your feet, lift your hips, and lean back. So you have like a supported back bend situation happening, and then the swing can slide down a little bit more behind the heart, and then it can slide down a little bit more towards the waist. Keep holding on, you're not going to fall out, just hold on. And this helps you go into a supported back bend inversion, which is a really powerful pose for the body. And then we're going to do a little core strengthening. We're going to inhale and do a sit-up, pull yourself back up, nice, and come back into the swing. Yeah. You guys look so awesome. Let's do it one more time. Hold on to the swing, squeeze the legs together, push your hips up towards the sky, start to lean back, slide your hands down. Nice. So inversions and back bends can be really tough for people, so the swing helps us go deeper and feel safe. So your head's pointing down towards the ground, which is always a little unnerving, but just trust the swing's got you. And then go ahead and use your core, do a sit-up, pull yourself back up, and come back into the swing. Get your arms in there and relax. So we can do all kinds of strengthening and stretching and balance poses, but for today we're going to really take it chill. We're going to really take it slow and be easy about it. So I call all these poses the easy breezy poses. So easy breezy meaning we can just lay back and relax and let the swing hold us. We will get strong, we will be fit, we just want to have fun while we're doing it. So windshield wipers just for another breath, and then we're going to move on to testing out our leg loops and making sure they're a good height for us. Thanks, guys. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to the back edge of the swing, and I'm going to start to pull myself up to sit. So I wrap my arms around the outside, and then I reach towards my knees for the front edge. So make sure your arms are wrapped around. Yeah, reach for the front edge. Really good. Nice. So I pull myself up to sit. I'm going to start to bend my knees. So when I bend my knees, I let the leg loops gather. Yeah, see if you can do it. One way or another, we get there. Beautiful. There you go. If you're playing and having fun, then you're in the right place. It's supposed to be silly. So reach up as high as you can. Okay? So when we pull ourselves up, we bring our legs wide, and et voila, the swing, if all goes well, is going to gather behind our backs. Nice. So that's one way to get into chillaxing. Maybe you want to do a little adjustment if your clothes got all bunched up or something like that. But this is chillaxing pose. This is our number one relaxation position. So everyone just kind of stay centered with the hips dropped so I can test out your leg loops. Stay centered for a minute. Okay, so I'm going to just give you a little adjustment there because we were playing with the leg loops earlier. So this left leg is going to come up and out. And I'm going to fix this one for you. So we're showing how we can get nice. You can just hold your leg in the air forever. You'll be fine. Let's go ahead and fix this one. I think you'll be okay. So let's try that. Put the knees as even as possible. So let's try again. No, it's as a seat right now. Okay. Drop your hips. There you go. Perfect. Feels pretty good. Nice. Forearm press. So then, I want you to go ahead and arch and lean back to get that swing right below the bra strap. See how it's riding up into the substrap? So go ahead and lift your hips and lean back. Yeah, that's it. Go ahead and lean back a little bit more. There you go. Try to keep the shoulders pulling down. If your shoulders go like this and you look like a scarecrow, it's going to cut off circulation. So we want to get this movement happening in the body. Nice. Do you want to call Milton or? Okay, great. So all right, my friend Sethia, who's biking here from San Francisco, who's like, don't wait for me. And for the other person that we're missing, thank you guys, by the way, for showing up. I usually have about half and half females, half males in the class, and I really like the variety. And it's super good practice for us to see the differences in experience level and body type. So everybody here who's in the teacher training is also learning from you showing up and being so playful and courageous. So thank you for that. So we're in chillaxing pose. And just to give you a breakdown of how I like to run the workshops, we'll do an hour of what I call yoga translations. And then we'll have like 15 minutes of playtime, which means I will show you some dynamic ways of how to use the swing. Sometimes we partner up and buddy up. Just depends on the mood and the flow. And then we'll have like a nice long shavasana. We usually do like a half-hour shavasana. And that pretty much takes us through the whole 2 hours. And so you'll have plenty of time to drop it and relax. I'm going to just make sure the leg loops are okay for everyone. That's why I slowed everything down. So I'm going to come back one more time. So go ahead and in chillaxing pose, clasp your hands behind your head. push your heart up towards the sky. Keep the hips heavy. So for you guys back here, I just want you to notice, it might be the person's hips, but if I see somebody's knees like this, I want to bring it down. Even if it looks like it's probably okay. See, the ceiling's on an angle, so sometimes we just have to adjust. So you're going to lift this leg up for me, hun. Thank you. Lift. Perfect. Lift. Oh, that's better. Right? So is that a little bit better? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I just try to look at everybody. That looks great. You're a natural monkey. So it's Year of the Monkey. So it's our year. So it's on for your Healy yoga play. Nice. Cool. Awesome, guys. So whenever you need a break, chillaxing's also a good choice. Okay? Now, if all goes well from here, if we wanted to, we could actually spread the swing out and get it a little bit lower behind our backs and come into, if it's twisted, it's not going to happen, but we can come into our cocoon again if we wanted to reverse. So just try it for fun. It might be really, really challenging. Always keep your arms wrapped around, Jess, because if you keep them on the inside, then you might fall out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So grab the front edge and pull it down. Yeah, lift your hips. You got it. That's it. Yeah, see if you can reverse. Sometimes it gets twisted. Nice, Linda Sue. That's good. You don't have to come all the way. That's enough. Yay! And then, did it happen back there, Lance? No? It didn't happen. Sometimes things work better than others. Thanks, Carla. That looks great. So if you ever need a break, you can come. So yeah, nice. You know, we're just going to come back out again. I know it's just a little bit of a teaser. Yeah. So don't worry about it too much. Just go ahead and pull yourself up. Yeah, land it. I didn't know that you got it. That was just the express version. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do with you guys is I'm going to show you how to do some chill flow. So it's like a vinyasa flow on the ground in yoga, but it's like, okay, how can we do something that opens up the spine? We're going to come back to chillaxing, and you're like, oh, maybe, maybe not. It feels like a Sunday that way. Sometimes the workshops get super excited and zany, and other times it feels really low. So in the chill flow, we're going to just basically undulate the spine like we would in an up dog, down dog scenario, but we're going to stay upright. So we're going to inhale and open up our arms for a wide T, to do a slight back bend. And then we're going to exhale and wrap our arms around the leg loops and dive in for a floating child. And just notice if that feels good to round the back here. One of the few poses well, I encourage you to pull the energy back towards your core and round in. Inhale and blossom and open. This time we're going to extend the arms and legs and come into a star. Okay, so keep the hips heavy. It's okay if we touch. I'll watch out for you, so you just go ahead and expand. Beautiful. And then exhale, sink the hips down, round in, wrap your arms around again for floating child's. Beautiful, guys. Now those that are assisting, if you see anybody that could use a little help, go ahead and go over and use some visual and physical cues, but no words, okay? See if we can do it and do our adjustments without the words. And then inhale, go ahead and expand into star. Stretch the arms, stretch the legs, stretch, stretch, stretch. And then exhale, come to sit and round in one more time. So as long as the swing doesn't bother you too much, the underarms child's pose is a nice way to take a break. It is common to get a little woozy or like a little lightheaded, you know, in the swing. So you can always come down into child's pose on the ground if you really do feel like you need to take a break. Thank you. Pull the shoulders down, practice that. Okay, so we're going to expand into star again. Inhale here. We're going to change it up. Now we're going to squeeze the legs together, squeeze the hands together. We're going to come into prayer. So wrap around the swing. So just like this around, yeah. Beautiful, hands together, press the hips up, lean back, reverse namaste. So we're lucky we have plenty of room, but if you do have a neighbor, don't kick them. You know, keep your legs wide enough that you'll fit like Legos. Hang out here for another breath. And then exhale, go ahead and sink back down. Beautiful. So we're opening up the chest. We're opening up the whole front of the spine. We're really wanting to create as much space in the body as possible. So we're letting gravity do the work, right? So we're just hanging out. Let's try it again. So we're going to inhale for star. Extend the legs. And then squeeze the legs together. Squeeze the hands together into prayer. Beautiful. Press your hips up. Lean back. Now this time you're going to hold on to the swing. Keep draping your head towards the floor. Let the swing slide down the back. This is called ladle. So feel like a ladle, like there's gravy pouring from your toes all the way through the front of the spine, and then reach your hands towards the floor. Let the energy drain out through your fingertips. So palms up if you can. Palms up. Now again, we're doing, like we did this in the swing and it was a little bit easier. So supported back bend inversion. So hands with the palms up, Crystal. Straighten your arms with the palms up. Straight arms. Yeah. So you don't have to press back. Just lift your hands up off the ground. There you go. And then squeeze them together towards one another. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. Now, feel like a ladle. don't drop the gravy. All right, inhale, go ahead and reach up for the swing. Exhale, come to sit. Woo, you'll get a nice free high. Why don't you go ahead and open up the door so we have a little bit of circulation. Lori, if you can open up the front door or Deidre. Thank you. And then we'll get a nice cross breeze. And now we have time for integration. Every time we do something crazy, like backbends and inversions, then we take time to integrate and relax and absorb what just happened in the body. Sometimes you can just bust out in a full body sweat when turning on the endocrine system and opening up so much energy flow through the spine, and that's normal, even though it seems unusual. So just know that that's a good thing. And then your body's also detoxifying very quickly from squeezing the lymph in these very tender places. So drinking lots of water, feel free to take breaks, but that's like you're getting a free cleanse as well in the process. Beautiful, guys. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and try that one more time. We're going to piece everything together for our chill flow. We're going to switch it up. Okay, so we're going to inhale, T the arms. Exhale, go ahead and round in. Okay, floating child. Pause. Stay here if you're done with the flow. If you want to continue on, go ahead and expand it to star. Long arms, long legs, open up the heart with the gesture of receptivity. And then exhale, squeeze the legs together. Squeeze the hands together. Wrap around, press your hips up, lean back. Prayer position with the arms. Set an intention. And then inhale, reach up, grab for the swing. Exhale, just lean back. Lean back. The swing will naturally just slide into the waist. It'll hit a sweet spot across the hips. And then release the arms down, let them swim down and together. Palms up, long arms, long legs. Drain the energy out through the front of the spine. Let it feel good. See if there's anything new or different you can experience in this pose now that you're revisiting it again. And then, if anybody wants to go further, bend the knees. If you're happy where you are, just stay where you are. If you want to reach back for your ankles, this would be the most advanced. This is a bow pose. Only do bow pose if back bends are part of your practice and it feels right for today. And then wherever you are, inhale, reach up, grab for the swing. Exhale, sit back down. Beautiful, Jess. I know, you guys are awesome. Doesn't it feel good to come into such a huge back bend and have the swing kind of protect the lower back? When you're ready, meet us back into lesson.
So Jen, if my shoulders don't go back there, what are the other options for the arms?
Oh, let's give it a try. Do you mind? So let's, oh, you made it. Hey. So let's go ahead and try. Hold on to the swing and then lift the hips and lean back. Good. Bend the knees. Yeah. Now all you're going to do is reach back towards your feet. Now, so keep leaning back. So let your body drink down. So go ahead and release the swing and just reach back towards your legs. So that would be the pose, right?
So I don't have to go overhead.
No, not at all. And so what will happen is you continue to lean back, the swing will slide across the hips, and that'll give you a little bit more space. As long as you're opening the heart, it's the right position. Grabbing the ankles isn't actually the pose. What is opening the heart is the pose. Right? That looks beautiful. Go ahead and reach up and grab for the swing. Help yourself back to sit. Take a little break. So, hi. Nice to see you, Sappy. Neil, do you want to be here? Would you like to jump in? All right, cool. No socks, please. If you need to use the restroom, it's right behind you. Sunglasses off and pelvic up. Glad you can make it. Okay, great. Yeah, if we get a late bloomer and Milton shows up too, we'll just welcome them into the space, no problem. So let's go ahead and come back down to the ground. We're going to Now let's do this together because it is going to give you excruciating details when we're starting to learn something new, and then we can do it a little bit faster. We're going to keep our arms wrapped around the swing because this is our anchor, right? If we go like this, for example, we're going to lose our anchor and fall out. We're not going to go far, but still. So arms stay wrapped around at all times. We'll reach for the leg loop with both hands, and then we go ahead and bring that foot down. Okay. Great, guys. So land it on your foot and stay seated. We don't want to stand up here, right? And then we're going to take the leg loop off, both hands, come back through our sumo squat. Thank you, Deidre. Yeah, and so you're right with us now. So I'm going to give you guys a little rundown again of how we can do this where it actually feels good on the body, and it does take some getting used to. So we take the swing, and it's not up underneath our armpits like this. We actually pull it down so it's like at the bottom of the ribs. And that way when we sit down, we're kind of anchoring it into position. And then I push my hips back, right? So most people are going like this, which is pretty normal when the lower back is locked up. But we push our pubic bone down and under, and then we have this amazing tractioning from the navel. So the bottom of the navel is pulling down, and the top of the navel is pulling up. And this never happens, right? So we're driving and we're on computers and the whole front of the body kind of compresses. And this is helping us create all of this length and space, which is going to release the lumbar spine and basically cure our lower back problems, which is like an epidemic, right? From all of the sitting, so go ahead and tuck the pubic bone under, yeah. And you can start to feel the stretch of the skin in the belly, the same when we do those big bow back bends. Walk your feet to the front of the mat, Steffi. Can I just call you whatever I want to? But yeah, we're friends, so. Love it when my friends show up. Thank you. Nice. Do you feel like your swing is too low? Are you okay? Are you happy? Yeah. Okay. Good. So we're back in sumo squat. Yeah, well, if you close the shoulders down, see so let's just play with this a little bit because it is really good. That looks great. So we're going to have your feet a little bit wider and slowly turning out to the sides for 45, yeah, like a sumo. Sound like your sumo. That's a great sumo. Yeah. So that's better. Did you just adjust it? It's perfect. Yeah, and so this situation, that looks great too. Really good, guys. It's okay to be closer to the ground because it's going to be easier when we're coming into the forward folds next. So what I'm going to do is just kind of pull this swing up and out of the way so that you guys can see me a little bit better unless our friend comes in. Okay? Is that helpful? Kind of, sort of? Maybe? Okay. Cool. Yeah. So this positioning with the arms was going to make a huge difference for our happiness as we continue to play in the swing. So we're going to heel toe the feet together, legs are straight. Inhale, open up the arms wide. A little bit of a supported back bend. We can call this angel wings or eagle wings. We're on a diagonal, right? So not so much of a huge back bend that you're opening up the ribs. Yes, thank you. It's a diagonal, so you're actually opening up the heart. So this is really common in our back bends, and then we're just extending through our kidneys and through our solar plexus. We want to move into the heart-centered reality, and then bend the elbows and support the neck. You'll probably feel your neck wants a little support there. Now, pretend like your legs are rooting down, so your torso becomes a tree trunk, and then your upper body becomes the branches and the leaves dancing in the wind, and I call this sweeping willow. So see if you can push down strongly into your feet, and then your upper body is just going to sway from side to side. I think we have plenty of room, but be careful of your neighbor. Be mindful of their precious little noggins, and if you're close to the back wall, also notice that. We're really fortunate to have so much space to play in, and just enjoy the play, right? And I call it aerial yoga play, so you can experience and explore, and just enjoy the sensation of trying something new in the body. Okay? Whenever you need a break, feel free to use the restroom or have a sip of water or whatever floats your boat. So see if you can really let the upper body go. So your arms are just kind of flapping in the breeze as you go from side to side. So supported back bend, and at the same time you're getting like a free rocking session behind the heart. And the swing is massaging out any stickiness that might live in the rhomboids and that space in the intercostals and the ribs. Just enjoy that loosening up, that releasing. The simple swaying motion from side to side is what's actually going to get into the connective tissue and release some of that tension that lives in the back body. Nice, guys. And you can really let your head go into your hands and your heart is looking up towards the sky. Okay, great. So come back through neutral, slow your swag. Inhale, open up your arms wide, and then exhale, come back into your forearm press. So the forearm press is going to keep that hook, right? Now you can drop your hips, just feel the hips drop, wiggle it out a little bit, get some more space in the spine, okay? And then pull your left knee up into the chest. Okay, push down strongly with your right. We're going to roll into the outer edge of the right for a side twist, and then step as high as you can. It's common to step by the knee, but if, okay, you did. You're like, well, she said step as high as I can. So keep your forearm press. There you go. Now when you step, get in line with the hip, if you can. Bottom leg is straight, flex the toes back. The right toes in the suit. The other right toes, flex the right toes back towards your face. There you go. Those nice long lines of energy. You got it. You can also get this beautiful ray of sun coming to find you. So go ahead and twist into the position and then drop the hips straight down. Ooh la la. Especially for our biking friends. This can be an amazing stretch for the obliques and IT band. Inhale, just lift the hips slightly. We're going to pulse in the pose. Nice, Carla. And then exhale, just drop the hips, drop the hips. Amazing. Isn't that an incredible stretch? Getting into our little love handles. Inhale, lift. Exhale, and then drop straight down. Beautiful. So we're going to practice some twists and some lunges and some side to sides. Pick that left knee up, go ahead and straighten it out. Just pause. I like to wiggle a little bit here, neutralize the spine, and then inhale, go ahead and press the hips back up. Bring the right knee with you. Okay, so we have to roll into the outer edge of the left first. Get the twist, and then step. So we step by the hip, and then we drop straight down. So see if you can stack. So see if your hip is in line with your knee, is in line with your ankle. And then you have a right angle, hip, knee, ankle on the other side. Just something to work towards. And then when you drop straight down, that is the stretch. Really nice. Take a couple deep breaths into that place. See if you can look over your right shoulder. So you're wringing your neck out in the opposite direction. Yeah, isn't that different? So if we look towards our knee, it's a different stretch than if we look over the opposite shoulder, and then gaze is going away from the knee. Inhale, go ahead and pick that foot back up, straighten it out. Let's watch out the spine. Inhale, open up wide, and then go ahead and bend the elbows. One more, chillaxing arms into weeping willow. Sway it out. Maybe there's an exhalation with sound or release with the breath that would feel good on the body. Just don't be shy. This is your time, your space. Yeah, go ahead and help out our friends. Push your feet down into the ground, Stephanie. Get them back onto the mat, toes pointing forward, and then you can reach back. Really good. Nice, guys. Thank you for the assistance, everybody. And for those that want to take notes, this would be a good time to take notes, right? So we're doing number 1 in the yoga translations. We started with number 4. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, good. All right, so let's try a lunge. So open up the arms wide. Inhale here. Exhale, come back into the forearm press. Let's pick the left knee up again and shoot it straight back. Now when we shoot it back, I bring my toes to the front of the mat. I'm just going to wiggle them forward. And then I keep my back toes, my left toes tucked under. I do that so I can lift my knee. If anybody has knee pain, this is really nice to be able to lift the knee. In yoga, sometimes they'll do a flat foot as well. It's really up to you. I just like the toes tucked under. And now with our forearm press, what we're going to do, really nice length through the torso just. So keep our feet tucked under, and then you want to walk your knee back just a little bit more. I still want to call you Alan Lance.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, good. So we're going to press strongly with our forearms. We're going to let ourselves reach up and back. We're arching over a bar, so we're initiating our back bend from the upper thoracics. And then go ahead and gaze back just slightly to get space to the front of the body. You'll really feel it in your quad and in your psoas and the whole front, the belly. It's a big belly stretch. And then exhale, just relax back down. Ooh la la. Again, you'll get this wave, right, of energy. You guys feel that? That comes up as the endocrine system turns on, the chakras start to spin, and it's really quite powerful, even though we don't think we're doing much. Go ahead and inhale and press. Exhale, lean back into it, arch and open. See if you can get that traction where the bottom part of your belly button is pulling down, top part is pulling up. Get as much space there. And come on down. Really good, guys. Okay, press back. Whew. Bring that left foot forward. Okay, right knee up. Second side, shoot it back. Make sure your toes are to the front of the mat so you have plenty of space. So, you know, it's a 4-foot mat, so for most bodies, it's going to be the right size. If you're a little bit longer, bring your toes off the back and the toes in the front, and then we have our alignment so we stay right underneath the plumb line. Nice. Okay, so we're going to use our forearm press. This is important, right? This is how we lift. So see if you can start to initiate that rolling of the heart open from the upper thoracics. Okay, so we press our forearms in strongly. Lift, lift, lift. Our knee can come up. Stretch the belly. Stretch the quad. Good. So I want you to keep an eye back here, Lori, for our friend that needs to put his hands on the other side. That still looks good, but the stretch is like this. And then you can press, right? Yes. That's better. And then this happens. That's awesome. Really good. And we just keep the alignment. This way. This way. Yes. There we go. So we're stacking everything. Good. Nice. That's awesome. Good job, guys. Yay! Look, you're a pro already. Does that feel good? Amazing. Good job, guys. All right. Come on back. Center. Whew. Big stretch, right? So walk that foot forward. Come back into our sumo squat. We're just going to sway it out from side to side. Make your feet nice and wide so maybe you kind of inch off the edges of the mat. So I'm going to push back and then come to the right. Let's all sync. Sync up. And then I'm going to push back and come to the left. There you go. Wide side lunge. Switch to the right. Push back. That looks great. It's okay if we're really close to the ground, and it's okay if we're up high, as long as we're having fun. Very great. Let's do one more time. So, Jess was saying this earlier that he really liked how you could be supported in Warrior 2, so we're just going to, we might get boxed by the equipment, but we're going to use our leg loops in our palms, right? And these are, like I call marionette arms, so we're going to press down strongly. So we're bending the left knee, and we're just going to shift. We're going to shift right up into a Warrior 2. All we have to do is turn the toes in and the heels out on the right foot, and then press down strongly so your arms stay engaged and sink into it. Let the swing hold you. So Jess, instead of it being this, I want you to stay with your hips square towards me. Yes, and then bend the knee. It's going to be way crazy opening for the groin on the right side, yeah? Totally different. And then we can literally sink into it because the swing is going to hold us. And that helps us, that's beautiful, Crystal. That helps us find the alignment. Nice, guys. So we're going to sink back. Okay, change the foot position. So turn the toes out on the right and then the toes in on the left. And then you can just sink right into your Warrior 2. Yeah, just try it. It's totally different than this. So Warrior 2 tends to look like this in a yoga class where you're actually pulling the left hip forward. We're going to keep the hips square towards me. We're calling this the front of the room, I guess. And then we drop. And you just get this amazing stretch. Push into the outer edge of the foot. If you can, nice adjustment. Beautiful. And then go ahead and look over your front fingertips. Feel like a warrior. Beautiful. Push down in the leg loops. See how your shoulders can really become activated and engaged. Nice, guys. All right, go ahead and sink back. That's a lot. That's plenty. Shift your hips around, wiggle. Ooh la la. Just got into places that have been archived for a while. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna shift forward into a wide straddle forward fold. Bend your elbows so the swing will catch at the elbow creases. Keep leaning forward, leaning forward. Now, wide straddle forward fold is where our hips stay over our ankles, so sink back a little bit more. If we push forward, I call this peppermint patty, where you get the sensation. Just try it. It'll be sensational. And then we sink back, and then this is our wide straddle, so try to keep your hips over your ankles if you can. And then if your feet are in the center of the mat, yep, you're in the right spot. Good job, guys. Okay, so I like to use the circular mats to really move us out of the linear reality and start to initiate the spiral dynamics. So we're going to trace the shape of the mat with our gaze and create some semicircular and the angular momentum of twisting from side to side. So just try it. So instead of doing the linear side to side, do the twist from side to side and see how that feels. Beautiful, guys. And you can really drop the heart, but not the head. Can your head stay in line with your body so you have a pillar running from the tailbone to the crown of the head, but the heart is opening towards the floor since the shoulders are pulling up. So it's a shoulder opener, right? Sink your hips back a little bit more over your heels. Just there you go. Perfect. Nice. And then pause at the edges. Really feel that twist happening and feel what happens in the legs. And we're letting our sit bones move away from one another, pushing into the outer heel. Nice, guys. Okay, so we're going to release the left hand down to the ground. Let it be right underneath the center of our gaze. Okay, right elbow stays hooked. So we're going to make a fist with the right hand and we're going to pull down towards our chest as we spiral and look up towards the sky. So this is a great adjustment for the low back. So typically I'll get a few pops here and we get a free chiropractic adjustment while we're here as well. And then exhale, look down towards the ground again. I like to be up on my fingertips, so I'm like suctioning the earth, but I'm also keeping that nice long line of energy. And then spin and spiral along that axis of the spine. You can always drop the head. If it feels like it's too much, roll around, play. And then exhale, look back down, relax. So all we're going to do to change sides is start to straighten the right arm. As you straighten the right arm, you're going to catch the swing in your hand. Okay, keep that nice long line of energy. So, Chris, I want you to just lead with your chest a little bit more, like that. Yeah, nice adjustment. And then pull the arm up overhead. Make sure you don't get bopped by the leg loops. That they're nice and soft. So you have an X, right? Thread both hands through. Interlace your fingers and then drop the chest. Now, if your shoulders are super tight, just bring the swing overhead, whichever way you want. Both hands overhead. There you go. Now, yeah, beautiful. Now, if your shoulders are in any way giving you a bit of a screen, bend the elbows, and then you can still get a great stretch of the chest here. We're opening up the underbelly of the arms, the subscap, the teres minor, supraspinatus, and infraspinatus, all the neuromuscular points. So elbows pointing down towards the ground. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Okay, if you have straight arms or bent elbows, what I want you to do is start to inhale and press your hands towards the earth and lift. Now, if you do this nice and slow and controlled, it is a major strengthener for the arms. If you use your back, you're just going to like bounce up and down really quick. You won't get as much, but just see if you can do nice and slow. Beautiful, stepping, nice job. And then exhale, go ahead and lower back down. So the slower you go, the better. And then pause at the bottom and stretch the heart towards the earth. Yep, stretch the back of the legs. Beautiful, guys. You guys are all doing it. never has anybody, every person in class decided to go for it. That was great. So inhale and press and come up. Press, press, press. And stand. Yep, use your arms. Nice and controlled. And then one more time. So we're just going to stay at the bottom. Nice and slow and controlled. You lower down. And then just give yourself a little bit of time to play. And remember, the shoulders are going to be really sensitive here, but see if you can just have a little bit of swag from side to side. Let it feel good. So we're just opening up the side body, getting into that stickiness. Yep. Nice. If you feel at any time that you need to bend the elbows and try it like that, so it's almost like a weeping willow, right? Really slow and controlled, but you can see all of that free energy in the body because it'll just start to swing you from side to side. Nice, guys. And then go ahead and straighten the arms. Inhale, come up. Come on up. Take a break here. Pause at the top. Really good. So second side, we unfurl the left. Go ahead and bend the elbow and hook it over top. So you're going to get the exhale. Right arm drops down. Right underneath the gaze. So I used to say under the heart, and I realized that under the gaze would be better. So center of the mat. Come into the fingertips so you can keep that kind of like football stance. You can bend the knees if you need to. Nice long line of energy. Right? Make a fist with your left and pull it down towards your chest and twist and look up towards the sky. Bring out the spine. And then exhale, go ahead and drop your gaze down. You're going to look back down towards your fingertips and relax. Inhale, go ahead and stretch and twist and lengthen. Beautiful. Exhale, go ahead and release. So this is just a nice way to take a break from, and my fingertips are curled towards my chest. Lance, if you want to turn your hand so it's towards you, yeah, like that, so that way you can really pull. Beautiful. Plus you get the flex, you get the bicep curl in there. Nice. And then go ahead and relax back down. So one more time, we're going to straighten the left arm. No X this time, just bring it overhead. Everybody bend your elbows, grab with both hands and hang. So going a little bit faster there. So roll forward and back. So just roll into your toes and then roll back into your heels and go back from heel toe a couple times. So we're going to work with the tricep curls and keep the elbows bent for everybody in this one. Heart is still open. You can try and wiggle a little bit from side to side. This should feel good, getting some of the stickiness out of the ribs. Really nice. Now, if you are super flexy in your shoulders, I want you to just engage a little bit more. So try that. Yeah, like that, exactly. And then do the same movement and see if that feels different. So we're not overextending the joint, but we're really allowing the heart to open. Really nice, guys. Okay, so come back to neutral. Inhale, go ahead and straighten the arms and press up. If you do it nice and slow, you'll actually feel your core work with you. Exhale, come back down. And just use your breath. Inhale, press up. Exhale, go ahead and lengthen. Chest towards the earth. Last time. Inhale, press, press, press. Come on up. All right. Heel toe your feet together. And you guys are doing so great. Everyone feel good? So far, so good? Okay, we're going to continue to give the underarms a break, and then we're going to hang by the other most sensitive part of our body, which is our hip flexors. So this part of the body is not used to getting pressure. So if it feels uncomfortable, you're in the right place. It's just a free rolfing session. So it's just part of the deal, and the body does get used to it. After a while, it actually feels good. But we have to learn how to soften the hip flexors. So to get into the forward folds, we're going to, so you guys are following me, we're going to take the swing in our hands and we're going to press the swing straight, so much so that we can actually start to play and float and take our feet off the ground. All the swings are designed and based in sacred geometry, so everybody's body fits. And your body's based in sacred geometry, so if you straighten your arms, the swing will wind up at your hip flexors. Not your belly, not your bladder. It'll tell you right away if you need to pee, but where your leg inserts into the pelvis. Okay? So straighten your arms, go ahead and lean forward into the forward fold, and come on down. Hands down to the ground, feet stay in the center of the mat. Hip distance, so walk your feet to the center. There you go. Awesome. I know it's really tempting to float, but we're going to stay grounded for the first one. So it's you guys are like, whee! So feet in the center of the mat. Go ahead and drape your head towards the earth. Lean your weight forward. So you're actually pouring your weight down. So your hands are totally relaxed. Crystal, there you go. Clasp your elbows and just sway a little bit from side to side. So, hello hip flexors, right? You'll start to feel them being like, ooh, ooh, ah. And it's okay. And Carly, if you ever need a break when we're doing this, it'll keep getting easier as we go along, but feel free to just come up and take your time. So it's like if there's a balloon with too much air in it and we put pressure on it, it's going to be like, oh no. So as the pressure valves release in the cells, it gets easier to work with these sensitive parts of the body. Okay, we're going to come through center. And for those that want to try grabbing the ankles, we're going to go ahead and pull our chest towards our knees. This is a little bit of a deeper forward fold. See if that's okay for your body. Everybody draping their weight forward, really good. So Lance, try hip distance with the feet. That's a little bit wide, so just walk your feet. Yeah, there you go. Toes pointing forward. Very good. So we want to always inner spiral the legs and spread the sit bones. And if our toes are turned out and our heels are turned in, we're missing out on that alignment piece. Okay. Now from here, now we can float. Okay, so let yourself drop down onto your forearms. Start to bend the elbows. Walk your feet back to the back of the mat. So you're fully on your forearms now. Yeah, so your little mat can come forward a little bit more for you. There you go. Everybody's looking good. All right, so we're floating. Now remember that we love our neighbors, so we're not going to kick them. Not even a little love tap, but no, you can let your legs sway a little bit from side to side. As long as you have the space, go ahead and just explore a little bit. Head is relaxed, neck is relaxed. Sometimes we tend to hold more tension in the body than we need, so let everything relax. That's not working. The only thing that's working right now is our hips, right? Everything else, this is called folded leaf. Sometimes sometimes floating leaf. So our feet are dangling about a foot off the ground. So you can bring your feet a little bit higher, but Carly, your feet are a little too high, right? Just a foot. There you go, bring them down a little bit more. So if you bring them up too high, you start to lose your anchor point. Yeah, and this will be uncomfortable until the body starts to release that excess tension. Now from here, I'm just gonna show you guys, just for fun, how to come into a headstand. We'll come back to it, but you're gonna pull your elbows right underneath your shoulders, clasp your hands together. You're gonna let the top of the head touch down, and then you're bending the knees. So bend your knees into your chest. So don't pull your knees towards the sky. Pull your knees down towards the mat and towards your chest, just slightly, so you have a good hook. Right? Our anchor point is at the tips now. And then all of a sudden, voila, you're in a supported headstand. Yeah, that's beautiful. So the more you pull your knees down towards the earth, the more your head comes up. So pull your knees down. Yeah, see? And then roll into the crown of the head as your hair in the way. Okay, cool. Really nice, guys. If you're really low to the ground, then you won't have a ton of space, but you can come forward a little bit more here. There you go. You don't have to be totally stacked. Where's your head? It's the top of your shirt. Really good. Now, if anybody needs to come down, all you do is extend your legs towards the ground. If you can stay for a few more breaths, it's really nice to get the benefit of headstand without any strain on the body. Okay? 5 more breaths if you can. Headstand, but it's really quite challenging to hold a headstand for 5 to 10 minutes without straining some part of the body. So this is a nice way to get in and out of it without any harm for the neck and shoulders. And it's a really great way to activate the pineal gland, which is the master cell and has to do with our DNA and all this good stuff, which we'll get into another time. That's the fun stuff. So from this position, all you're going to do is start to extend the legs, right? As your legs start to flip towards the ground, you'll feel your head come up, extend your arms. We're going to stretch out into a down dog. Now once your feet are towards the back of the mat, your hands can come off the front of the mat and create a really nice V shape. So push your hips back and lift your sit bones up. So your heels might not touch down, but you're energetically lengthening through the calves, right? Just like a down dog. Push your hands strongly into the ground, and then I call it happy dog because you're going to wag your tail. So just explore in the space. Give yourself time to integrate the yumminess of the headstand. Nice. Deep cleansing breaths. You'll notice the more that you swag in the swing, the more roughing that you get on the hip flexors. So take it nice and gentle and slow if it feels like it's too much. Okay? And then if you want, you can try some loop-de-loops, some figure eights, some infinities, whatever you want to do. But just notice how much play. So feet are hip distance and heels turned out, toes turned in, something just a little bit more. There you go. So it's not a U, it's a V. So press back as much as you can so your heart comes towards your knees. If you can, just move in that direction. Beautiful, guys. So this next sequence I call the cat's meow. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale and pull forward. We're going to look and arch, look up and arch, and then exhale, round in. Pull your gaze towards your navel. It's like a down dog and a cat-cow got together. Inhale, pull forward, arch and open. Shoulders come over. I come up into my fingertips so I can pull. Nice. Exhale, go ahead and push back and round in. Undulating the spine back and forth. My feet stay exactly where they are. Inhale, pull forward. Breathe. Exhale, go ahead and ground in. Squeeze. Inhale and lengthen. Beautiful. So once I'm here, I'm going to lift my right leg. Figure out which one is the right. I'm trying to say it backwards too. Okay, so keep the length in the body. Bend the knee. So if you kick the leg loop, that's the outside of the swing. If you kick the inside, then we're not going to have the hook, so it's the outside. So kick the leg loop and hook the foot. Nice. Yeah, outside. There you go. You guys got it. You got it. Awesome. So go ahead and use, Deidre, go ahead and get the foot in the leg loop for her. Yeah, use that instead. Thank you. Okay, so now we're in our one-legged dog. So in our one-legged dog, we're going to press back. Our arms are nice and strong, and you're going to get a big stretch through the left hamstring. Now the foot is pulling down towards the bum. It'll want to float away. Don't let it. Keep the foot in tight. Nice. So inhale, pull forward, arch and open. Exhale, press back again. So we just revisit that tightness in the back of the leg. And we don't really push too hard as much as we just invite the openness. Inhale, come out. Call it pulsing. Pulse, and then exhale, come back in. Nice. Okay. We're inhaling, we're going to pull forward. And for those that are feeling a little zany, just stay where you are if this is enough. But if you can straighten that right leg towards the sky, we're going to try a standing split. So in the standing splits, we're going to walk our left foot more towards the center of the mat. Now if you press your arms straight, then you're holding your weight. If you bend your elbows, you're going to hang. Now standing splits are hard for everyone. Usually not that much fun. But see if you can try it. So your foot stays hooked and it slides up. Beautiful, guys. Nice. And then if you can, just drop your weight. So straighten that leg towards the sky, Stephanie, if you can. I know it's tight. You're spring loaded. Say what?
What is drop your weight?
So bend your elbows.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you for asking. Feel free to ask any questions. So we're practicing on our balance. If you're also wanting to do a little bit more of an advanced pose with your hands up and let yourself float and fly. Okay. Yeah. So you're not actually using you let your wings go. The other variation is the hold onto your ankle. Now obviously this is no longer beginner. This is more advanced. I just want to show you what you can do with the swing because standing splits are usually no fun and the swing makes it way more accessible. Start to go ahead and bring your hands back down to the ground if you were flying. Bend your knee. Go ahead and come back. Walk into your happy dog and just sway off from side to side. Oh, that one leg is way different than the other. You can really feel the spaciousness. Go ahead and bend the knee and slide it on down. We're going to come back to our down dog. Go ahead and take some time to just play. Explore with your hips. If you need a break, it's totally okay. But if you want to do just tiny little micro movements from side to side, it won't be so intense. So we have two legs, and we're going to inhale and lift the left side one more time. Inhale, arch and open, straight arms if you can. So go ahead and kick the leg loop out of the way and get your foot hooked. See if you can do it. There you go. Other side. Thank you. Outside in. That way we keep the foot tight towards the bum for the first round. I know everybody wants the foot away. Come on back down. Bring the foot in. You got it. Nice, Carla. Okay. So our right foot stays on the ground. We're in our one-legged dog. So just for this one, pull your heel down towards your bum really tight. Just slide the left heel down. Yeah, keep it tight. And your right foot, walk it back so it's in a down dog. Now press your chest towards your knee, so V-shape in the body. It's going to be a big stretch through the right hamstring. So we want to get the length through the back body before we try the standing splits. That's why we take our time moving into the tightness. Inhale, pull forward, arch. So can you spread out a little bit more? There you go. Thanks, Lance. Pull your heel down towards your bum. On the left side, pull your heel down. Yeah, nice. And then press back, get your chest towards your standing leg, and stretch, 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 stretch everything. Inhale, go ahead and pull forward a little bit. Now everybody's eager, like standing splits are accessible, oh my God. Go ahead and press the left foot towards the sky. Keep it hooked, just press it straight up. Straight as you can, beautiful. Now that you can float, it's okay to float, but if you can hop your right foot to the center of the mat, drop your elbows, and you're just going to hang. All of your weight is hanging. And in this pose, gravity will do the work for you. Your hands can be free. You can keep your hands on the ground if you want. Beautiful, Crystal. If your foot decides to float, it's no big deal. You're just not getting as deep of a hamstring stretch on the right. And then if you want to try balancing, you can take both hands and hold onto your ankle, pull your chest toward your standing legs. And that is very advanced, so only do it if it feels right. Beautiful, guys. Isn't that amazing? How deep you're going. One more deep breath here. Place your hands back down on the ground wherever you are. So we're going to walk the right foot back, start to bend the left knee, slide into the happy dog, release the foot back down to the ground, wag the tail, move it from side to side. Okay, so from traditional down dog, we're going to try our upside down dog. Okay, turn our dog and our frown upside down. So we inhale, we pull forward. We exhale, we bend left knee, hook, bend right knee, hook. Now if you pull your feet towards the sky, you're going to float and fly out. So pull your heels down towards your bum and keep the feet nice and tight. Yeah. So we pull forward for handstand arms, so our shoulders are stacked right over our wrists. There you go. No, feet down towards the bum, so you guys want to be watching out for the floating feet. Yes. And so, Sethi, can you pull yourself forward onto your hands, straight arms? There you go. So it's like we're doing a handstand with our arms. Walk your hands forward a little bit more, Jess, to the front of the mat. There you go. Good. Now you can stretch out. Beautiful. Now from here, go ahead and press your chest. Arms are straight. Press your chest up down towards the ground, and that's our upside down dog. Right? Take a couple breaths here. Now, if for any reason the shoulders are not happy with that idea, you can bend the elbows and come into a cobra, or what I call a cobra. But if you can keep straight arms, which feel really good, inhale, pull yourself forward for up dog. Arch and open. That's awesome, Lance. Inhale, pull forward, arch and open. Handstand arms. Yeah. Stretch the belly. Exhale, go ahead and press back. Upside down dog. Beautiful. Inhale, pull forward, up dog. You guys are doing great. Exhale, press back. Beautiful. All right, let's play a little bit more in this space. Go ahead and pull forward. This is our handstand preparation. Now we're going to tuck. So see if you can find it. My feet are engaged. Right? I'm going to take my navel and pull it towards my spine and bring my hips over my shoulders. And then I'm going to go ahead and expand and come back to upside down dog. So do that a couple times. Just see if you can tuck. We have friends here if you feel like you need a spotter. Just kind of grunt or moan or do something to represent assistance. No, you guys are doing great. So isn't that amazing? You can practice balancing and getting the strength and stacking the bones for a handstand without falling over 100 times. So Sethi, walk your hands a little bit more forward, okay? There you go. So you can stretch up. Beautiful, guys. You guys are doing it. You're really amazing. You make my job so much easier. The assistants are all going to be like, oh, this is what a class is like. Everybody just does what you want the first time. So you're spoiling us, but I don't mind at all. All right, great. So we practice our handstands. Let's go ahead and drop our elbows. Either stay in a cobra or go right back into your headstand. So try a headstand with your feet hooked. Remember, heels close to the bum. Don't let them float up. They'll have a tendency to float. Let's see if you can relax one more time in a headstand. Now, if you feel more comfortable letting your feet go, you can bend your knees into your chest. Are you okay?
Yeah,
okay. All right, you good. Do you want to try the headstand again? Are you good?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, yeah. This is our last pose, and then we'll be coming down. So enjoy revisiting the headstand. Enjoy this being our relaxation pose, right? All of a sudden, headstand's restorative. If your head flexors need a break, just so you know, it does help to release the feet and bend the knees into the chest. If you release the feet, just make sure you keep the knees heavy. You guys are doing great. Beautiful. Just see if you can create as much space in the body. So if you want, you can just let your feet relax and the knees can be heavy. Perfect. Good job. You guys are all pros now. Couple nice deep cleansing breaths.
Great. So we're going to come out as slowly as we came in. So first we're just going to place your hands back onto the earth, extend the legs, let your feet start to creep down, let gravity pull your toes back down, extend your arms, and land it in a down dog. Your down dog, gentle sway from side to side. Take time to absorb all that goodness. Headstand. And then we're going to come up through angel wings. So you're just going to keep walking forward, keep tension on the swing, walk forward if you can. So angel wings is where we come up on the peppermint patty on the diagonal. We come with wide arms. Yeah, beautiful. Hold on to the swing and come on out if you can. So that's actually hard. Most people have trouble coming through the angel wings to come out. But it's nice to use the pendulum. I know. Hello, hips. It's a whole nother reality happening here. It's like, what is that? So yes. You'll need to drink lots and lots of water to clear the body. Really awesome, powerful practice. Okay, we're going to come back into the swing. We have about 15 more minutes, and then I promise you're going to have a nice, long, amazing Shavasana in the cocoon, which is this whole rebirthing process. So you guys are really doing great. I'm like, really? It's just flying by. We're doing such a good job with everything. And can you see like what we've reviewed? So now we're going to move to number 3, right? Okay, and I'm jumping around a little bit because you can't do everything. I guess we could. But we're going to put the swing behind our back and use the forearm press to come into our sumo squat. See if you can just talk yourself through it. Now that we've done it a few times, swing has to be nice and low in order to be comfortable. Really nice. That's better if you're getting your shoulders down. So thank you. Really good, guys. Okay, we're going to go ahead, keep our arms wrapped around, so we keep our anchor, we keep our hook, grab for the leg loop, let's do the right side together. Get the leg loop hooked at the ankle instead of the knee this time. Beautiful. If your leg loops are really high, bring those down. Deidre, will you bring her leg loops down one on each side? Yeah. If your leg loops are really high, it's going to be challenging, so if you want it easier, you just bring them down one, or just wave your hand and we'll do it for you. Okay, now you float. Okay, this is called floating Buddha. Hook the second ankle. Really nice and controlled, guys. Good use. We like to do high fives with our feet every so often. So floating Buddha, right? Really nice. Good job. There it is. You got it. Yes. That was good. You totally got it. All right. Now, if we want, if anybody is feeling the sensitivity, we can stretch the swing out and put it under our bum and do that variation here. It's okay to take that variation if you need a break. If you can stay in floating Buddha, again, be mindful of the pillars and the people and the walls and all that stuff. Just see if you can do the windshield wipers from side to side, chillaxing arms. Hips heavy, heart open. See if you can get that length and that traction through the front of the spine. Really, really good. It's okay to do variations. If anybody feels sensitivity behind the knees, like you're overextending the knees, we can spread out the leg loops again. Remember when we got into the stirrups? So there's lots of different variations. Feel free to take care of yourself. Yeah. Very good. So Linda's been practicing it with me for a while. Deidre, and I appreciate your help, but just let her kind of do her thing. She'll come out and spread it out if she wants. You're welcome to help. I'm just, she definitely has been practicing with me for a little while, so she knows how to take care of herself, which is great. So Crystal, see how this could come a little bit lower, so just lean back, let it slide down. Yeah, there, that's better. You feel the difference? Yeah. So now you have more space to drop the hips and open the heart. Really good, guys. So just kind of pay attention. So lean back a little bit more, Sethi. It's not going to fall. I know it sounds like a boat, but let your hands clasp behind your head, hips heavy. So get, so this is great. Can I use you for an example for a second? Because this is what happens in the body. We kind of become this like one stiff unit, and so if you try to lean back, the hips come up. If you drop the hips, then the heart comes up. So this is what's going to happen in the body. So we're going to let the heart continue to open and lean back, elbows wide, and then the ribs are going to pull down. So this is what's happening. Yes. And that's like a totally different pose, right? But it's hard to get that much space. You're doing great, Lance.
hands. Just go ahead and lean back a little bit more into this movement here. So it can actually rotate like that a little bit. Here it is. Okay, good. Nice. You're doing great. No, you're not getting much attention, but you just do one thing right, so I can't help you. So this is how you can do some yoga massage in the swing too. Your assistants, you want to try it? So grab a buddy. Go ahead, we'll all get to you. So go ahead and find Carla. I'll come over in a second, Lance. So you grab the triceps, okay, very gentle, and you just sway them from side to side. Okay, a little bit lower towards the armpit, tears up. There you go, right there. Beautiful. And lean back. Just lean back with your body weight. That's it. Nice. So stay there for a couple more breaths. So the person who's receiving just has to keep their hips dropped so I can pull on you. Okay? Yeah. And that's how you get the stretch. Beautiful. Nice, Lori. That looks great. Doesn't that feel amazing? Now, if the shoulders are too tight and it might be painful, you just be easy about it. So be easy about it. Is that okay? That's good? Okay. Now, you keep the lift. Keep that lift that we just opened up. Yes. That's beautiful. That looks great, Sue. There you go. So sometimes we buddy up and we work together. So I would just have her lift a little bit more. So just lift right here. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. Beautiful, guys. Nice work. Isn't that great? So I do yoga massage with the swing too, which is massaging the person while they're in yoga poses in the swings. And that way you're not holding them. Like I love acro yoga and all that stuff, but you're holding the person's weight the whole time. In this position, we can actually just let them go. So you guys want a little bit more massaging? Of course you do. Of course you do. Okay. Do you mind if I switch? Why don't you take Carla, why don't you take Lance in the back? Is that okay? Okay, so this is what we're going to do. So we're going to get underneath our partner. This is all brand new, by the way, guys. This is not in the training. This is spontaneity. This is the playtime. So we're going to get underneath our buddy, right? And then we're going to just help push their hips up towards the sky, just gently. We're going to use our feet, and we're going to push their hips up. And then we're going to invite their upper body to come down towards us. So let your upper body drape down. Beautiful. Really gentle. And then we're going to let them land on us. So our knees are going to be behind the back. And then we're just supporting them very gently. Our feet are kind of on the outer hip and not the sacrum, so turn your toes out. Beautiful. So let her come on down, Carla. Push her hips up a little bit more. Invite her to come down. You okay? She's scared. She's right there.
What do you mean by down?
Yeah. There you go. You can keep your hands clasped behind your head if you want. And then you just kind of help the ribs open. Yeah. If they want to extend their arms, you can kind of like play. So this is how, push the steps up a little bit more, Lori. There you go. Nice. Beautiful, guys. Does that feel amazing? Yeah. So you just kind of help the body open. I'm not doing very much at all, right? Crystal, am I doing anything? Not much. So I'm just pushing the hips up and then away from me. And then I'm just opening up the ribs, as long as they don't mind. And then go ahead and clasp your hands behind their head and gently give the neck a tiny little tug. There you go. So I'm pulling the hips away, and then I'm pulling the head towards me. Beautiful, guys. Everybody good? Nice. You can push his hips up a little bit more too. Yeah. So on his hip bones, not his waist. Yes, right there. That's perfect. Good job. Nice, guys. Okay, cool. So after they get a little neck love, what I'm going to do is invite them to clasp their hands behind their head again so they do the work for me. Okay? I'm going to slowly start to push their upper body up, and I'm not going to use my feet. I'm just going to let them come back up to sit, and then my feet will go behind the heart and return them to position. Nice. So that's a nice way to do, that's my version of acro yoga, you know? Especially when, like, big guys who are so good at basing never get any flying time.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that so nice? And just a little bit of support. Did you get help? Okay, everybody, there was enough people. So that way, like, you know, just a little bit of support, which I call body intelligence, helps somebody to go deeper. You're all twisted up now. Okay. So good, right, guys? So that was our playtime. Anybody feel like doing an inversion? We were halfway there, right? Yeah, we do. Okay. We're going for it today. And we can basically build upon the sequence in which we already learned. And you guys are already superstars, so thank you for, again, making my job so easy. And our assistants are going to be here to help you, but you're going to watch me for the first one, because there is a little trick. It's a little tricky because we're going to change planes of existence. And when we change planes, sometimes we get stuck. I'm going to show you where we get stuck, and then we're all here to help you. So nice to have this many assistants, right? Just take a moment to feel how blessed we are because we have all these awesome people around us. Okay, so we did our vinyasa flow before, right? So watch for me. I know if you guys are ready to go. So we're going to inhale for star. We're going to exhale for our reverse namaste. With the leg loops at the ankles, it's a little bit more challenging, but same pose. Hold on to the swing, and then slide in for ladle. Wiggle it if you need to. Now we're going to bring our legs wide into the side plane and then in front. So that's the trick, is that's how we change planes. We have to hook our feet in the front plane of the body. Okay? So we're going to bring your legs wide and back around. Let's just try that part together. Smile, no confusion, right? So inhale for star. And then exhale, go ahead and squeeze the legs together, squeeze the hands together. We're coming through our reverse namaste. Beautiful. Hold on to the swing, let it slide into ladle. See, everything we do builds onto itself for the next pose. Now hold on to the swing, bring your legs wide. Out. Ooh, it's okay, out to the side, and then hook in front. So our assistants help out our buddies, right? If they have trouble hooking in front. So that's the back body. It's okay. Bring your legs wide, and then hook in front. I know, changing planes is very confusing for the brain. So we bring the legs wide, and then we hook in front. Yeah, you got it.
Do the leg loops down? Oh,
yep. You did it. Now this is how I give adjustments. I don't always adjust people, but I'll kind of like take the swing and pull it up if they need a little bit more space. Great job. There you go. Do both legs at the same time if you can.
That's for sure.
Yes. So now you guys, you can bring your hands down to the ground. There you go. Now we're hooked. So we're nice, Sethy. Is that amazing? Yeah. You're like, I found my sweet spot. So yeah, so this is how we can come into a nice, easy, supported inversion. Now, if you're really close to the ground, I'm going to invite you to keep walking your hands back towards me, and then bring your arms a little bit wide, and then relax your chest. So now you're in another supported back bend inversion. Now she's good. She's going to stay with her chin tucked into her chest, like she's a little bit of a shoulder stand.
I'm on the floor.
Yes, so we're just tucking you in. So not on the top of the head. Two versions, right? Almost like a shoulder stand where they're tucking in, activating the thyroid. Because I work with her, we do healing work, that's best for her.
I recommended that. Jeff, sorry, I found Jeff. I used to go to Jeff.
Oh, sorry. You can come to me too, I don't mind. We can just rotate like that. All right, cool. So we're either opening up the chest or we're allowing ourselves to get a little bit of an openness in the back. Beautiful, guys. Relax the hands. Relax the hands. We're going to be peaceful warriors. This pose is called peaceful warriors. If you want to clasp the elbows, it's really nice to create a little bit more length and clasp the elbows and create a little bit more. Beautiful. That's it. You guys are awesome flying monkeys. Do you want to clasp the elbows? Are you happy?
I think I'm going to come out of it, actually. Yeah.
So reach up and grab for the swing between your legs. Do a little sit-up. When you're ready to come out, bring your legs wide and around. Bring your legs wide and around. And you should land it right in your floating Buddha if all went well. Stay for a couple more minutes if you're happy. 3 to 5 minutes upside down will change your life. It's okay if the leg loops come off, but if you can, you're going to land in your floating Buddha. Take your time. If you're in your floating Buddha and you have another free high, just woo! Take your time with some windshield wipers and chillax with the arms. Really good, guys. Just hang out there. For those that went to, we're going to do that one more time. So I want everybody to come up, take a little bit of break, and then we're going to go through one more peaceful warrior. So grab the swing between your legs. Bring your legs wide and around, and if all goes well, the leg loops will stay on. Isn't that amazing that you can come in and out of an inversion? Teacher, you want to help her get that leg loop on? Thank you, honey. Nice. If the leg loops are at the ankles bonus, if not.
How do you do that again?
I'm just waiting for them to stop talking. I'm very distracted. If other people are talking, I can't concentrate. It's just one of my things. So yeah, if the leg loops are at the ankles and we're in floating Buddha, bonus. If they're at the knees, no problem, you're in chillaxing. So either way is totally fine. So that carabiner, that gold carabiner,
make sure it's on. There you go. Thank you. Perfect. Cool. I just have to always make sure if the equipment is being adjusted that it's all good, because everything we play safe. Awesome. Yeah, well, you know I'm not going to be able to stand one of the leg loops longer than the other, so that right one has to come up. The right one has to come up. The other right. Thank you. Yeah. All right, guys. Let's try it one more time. If you're happy, hang out here. For you guys that can get yourself into your cocoon and you don't want to do another vinyasa flow, get into your cocoon, okay? Take care of yourself, whatever you want to do. But we're going to come from the wide straddle T, we're going to come into star, and then squeeze the legs together, squeeze the hands together into prayer, reverse down the stay, take a breath. Inhale, reach up, grab for the swing, exhale, drop your upper body down. Wiggle the swing into the sweet spot. Now's the time to get it into position. So make sure it's right across the hips. Then bring your legs wide, out to the sides, and then hook your feet in front. So now you're in your peaceful warrior. You can bring your hands down to the ground. Did you guys all do it? Nice. Nice. So wide and around. Really good. So we want to make sure the swing is nice and low across the hips. It'll feel way better than squeezing the love handles. Really good. Nice. Beautiful, guys. If anybody wants to go a little bit further with me, just stay in peaceful warrior if you're happy. Walk your hands back towards my voice if you want to try the handstand. Okay, walk your hands back towards me to the front edge of the mat. Yeah, so the swing needs to be... So once you're upside down, it's really hard to adjust. You really want to do it when you're in lean. Walk your hands towards me, Carla. Or not.
No, I think I'll just hang out.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so we're in our handstand, scorpion pose, feet together. So bend your knees, Sethi, bring your feet together. Knees wide, feet together. Knees wide, feet together. Cool. So go ahead and pull your feet over your head and arch and open. I call this scorpion handstand. Amazing. Feels so good. Stretching the whole front of the body. Walk your hands towards me more. Lance Allen. I'm just going to call you Lance Allen. So hands right underneath your shoulders. Your shoulders are not quite that wide. Walk your hands towards one another a little bit more, Lance. Thank you. There you go. Stacking the bones always. Beautiful. Now this is going to be the fun part. Okay, we're just going to do one roundhouse flip, one flying pose. Bring your legs wide. Bring weight into your feet. Wide into your feet. Good. Now you're going to pull yourself forward towards me, and then as you exhale, you're going to release your hands, do a sit-up, and flip around. Just try it. So pull your hands towards me. Yes! You are a natural monkey. Good. So pull your hands towards me, and then release your hands and do a sit-up and flip around. You can do it. Or just climb up. So Lance, I'm going to help you. Oh, you did it. There you go. So the first time is always a little tricky, right? So I'm going to show you for those that want to play, and then I promise you that then we're doing Shavasana. All right. So we just learned the roundhouse flip today in our intermediate training, so this is really great that you're letting us practice it on you. So I'm going to show you one more time. So come here. I walk forward. I bring my legs wide. I have to pull, and then I release. I sit and I flip. It's so fun.
No big deal.
Right? So let's go ahead and walk ourselves through it. So through namaste, right? Go ahead and lean back. Hold on. So we come through our ladle. Bring your legs wide. Wrap them around. Walk your hands towards me. Anybody?
Everybody's watching.
Oh no, we can do it together this time. So come on, wrap your legs around. Come back through ladle. Yep. Bring your hands down, wrap your legs around. Bring your legs wide and around. Yeah, you got it, Crystal. Walk your hands towards me. Beautiful. Now you have to bring your legs wide and heavy. Pull yourself, look towards me, Sethi. So bring your legs wide and heavy. Down towards the earth. Wide. Help them out, Lori. Down. Yes. Tuck. You did it. Now you pull your weight over your fingertips and then use your momentum to come to sit. It's really fun.
Yes, you got it. Pull forward towards me, Crystal. Pull forward. And then you go ahead and release. Yeah. There you go. Whee! Roundhouse flip. Our first flip. You guys are amazing. Do you want to try it or no? I can swap it. You're like, no, I came for the therapeutics. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and slide in. Slide into our chillaxing. Just take a few moments here to close your eyes, lean back, enjoy the swing and the floating, and this sensation of the body for a few more breaths. So good. Also, just send a wave of gratitude over your entire body for doing such a great job. Now those, these like, I fight all this way, I am not done with my flips. It's all good. All right, now for those that want to play with coming into cocoon from here, go ahead and try spreading the swing out, get it underneath the bum, and stretch it up over the head. And if anybody needs to come out because you got all knotted up, it's totally okay. But again, it's like how much play do you want to have versus how much chill. Nice. So we're starting to wind it down. We're going to start with some leg stretches, some really simple leg stretches. So right now, I have the leg loops bunched up at my knees. We're going to stay like that for a little bit. Sounds like we're on a ship, right? With the carabiners rubbing against the eye-hooks. So go ahead and get the leg loops at the knees for me back there, Lance, okay? We're going to take the right foot and just cross it over the left and have a really gentle pigeon pose. Right? And so what we're going to do is we're just going to take our bottom foot and we're going to sway into space. I call this wagging the tail. I'm just going to let ourselves float for a little bit. Now, this might be chill enough for you for today, or you're going to go ahead and grab from the foot and you're going to pull it in towards your chest. So you can use both hands to wrap around and just pull that right foot towards you and knee out to the side and just see if you can do a nice reclined hip stretch there. We can do all these stretches while we're hanging and chillaxing or floating through them, but it's actually really nice to recline and start to wind down and do our leg stretches in the swing. So any stretches you can do on the floor on your back, we can do in the swing. Go as far as it feels good for today. And then you're going to go ahead and extend that right leg towards the sky. You can keep the knee bent, but with both hands, start to squeeze and massage out the foot. It's just nice to give yourself a little leg love, a little foot love before we drop into final relaxation. Just massage all the way down into the calf, along the ankle, and back up again. Nice deep breaths. And then I'm going to get that leg loop and I'm going to put it on the whole foot all the way stretched to the back of the knee again and extend that right leg. Nice relaxation for that right leg to relax. And then when you're ready, extend your left towards me. Coming out of the cocoon, and then we'll do the same thing nice and slow. Just start to bend the left knee and bring the left foot on top of the right. And just hang out here. Maybe this is your chill version. As much of a stretch as you want. If you want to go a little bit deeper, we're going to hold on to that left foot, and I'm just going to pull it in towards my chest, wrap my arms around, and just find your pigeon, find your hip stretch here. Whatever that looks like for you. If it feels good, you're in the right place, make sure your head is in the swing. It's really important to make sure that the neck feels comfortable and relaxed and supported, and that you can really rest back into the cocoon. Start to slow back down. All the exhilaration and excitement comes at the end of the play practice. We just start to drop it in. Become more centered. So extend the left leg towards the sky. You can hold on with both hands. The knee can be bent and soft, or you can pull the foot over the head and have a little bit more of a hamstring stretch. But just give the foot a little bit of love, massaging out the toes, squeezing the edges of the foot, massaging down into the calf. Just taking your time, starting to end your practice.
feels right. You guys go ahead and shut the front door now. We're just going to start to gather the energy into the space. Thank you, teacher. And then when you're ready, you're going to get the leg loop to cover from the heel all the way up to the back of the knee and extend that leg. So both legs are out in front of you. You feel like the legs are comfortable enough to lengthen out of the cocoon. And then find your favorite position with your arms. You can wrap your arms over your chest and give yourself a big hug. You can just let your hands rest on your lap. And then the last thing that you can do is reach your arms overhead and bend the elbows so your fingertips dangle out towards the floor. But whatever position for your shoulders, for maximum space in the torso and chest is what we're going for. And then relax the entire body, relax the thoughts, relax the eyes, relax the mind. Start to relax the belly and relax the breath and relax the heart. Start to drop in. See if you can give yourself the sweet relief of rest after so much good work and activity. Start to feel the shifts and the changes and start to harness them in the seat of the soul. Cells are vibrating in a dance and they start to spin and send golden white energy to every end of our being. So we have this dynamic experience of calm and relaxed and still harnessing that excitement and that exhilaration from trying something new. We're going to have 10 long, luxurious minutes of Shavasana, of meditation, of what feels exactly right for you today to end your practice. Make sure you do one last body scan to see if there's anything else you need, any last little adjustments through the hips or through the ribs, through the arms, and then just let yourself drop. Enjoy being held and supported by the swing. Enjoy being rocked and nourished by the swing wrapping around you. Let this naturally calm the nervous system and boost the immune system. We finally drop into that state of awareness where the breath can breathe you. And we become the observer and drop deeper into that level of consciousness where life force energy is just pulsing through us. And we enjoy that sensation of being taken care of, being alive, breath filling us up and emptying us out, all coming from that universal flow. Tapping into that upliftment and that lightness of your being. This whole practice is a heart-centered practice. Allow us to feel that natural state of joy, contentment wash over our entire being. enjoying just a couple more minutes of stillness. Where there are places where you can let go a little bit deeper. Where is there space to surrender a little bit more? So notice if you can drop even deeper into the center of your belonging. Yourself to be completely transparent to the sounds and to the movement, to the space around you. Drop into that sea of consciousness. See if there's room for you to just bring attention into your breath, but leave everything else in that place of stillness. Breathe a little bit deeper into the pelvis, into the belly. Drink the breath all the way up into the ribs and the collarbones. Room for the back body to expand with every inhalation. Is there room for your being to release and let go with every exhalation? Just finding that deliberate, conscious connection and collaboration with the breath. The breath being the life force energy, the breath being the power and the healer to completely revitalize and rejuvenate on every level. So feel like you're rebirthing and refreshing the emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, psychic, every level. Just being fueled by this practice, by this opportunity to align and open and release. From this place, we're just going to simply wiggle our fingertips and our toes. Welcome the ends of our being to start to explore the space around us as we go past the edges of the womb, exiting the cocoon, and welcoming us back into the space. So inhale and go ahead and find your arms reaching up and over your head wherever you are, and just stretch your fingertips away from your toes. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Let there be a gentle wiggling from side to side as you press one hip down, and then the other hip down, and you might get a little sway in the swing. And we'll play the game of how slow can you go as we start to re-enter back into our physical body and physical space, welcoming us back completely revitalized and renewed into the room. Inhale again, stretching with that first morning stretch. Fingertips away from the toes, and then exhale, I just want you to drop in. Just push snooze and relax back into the swing again. No, not yet, not ready. dropping in, being held and wrapped in this warm cloak. The swing offers. It's really special as adults to be held like this. We're rocked and coddled as children, and it's so good for soothing the nervous system, and then we don't get that experience again as adults. So it's really, really good on so many levels to allow ourselves to be held like this. And feel that support, that natural buoyancy and aliveness in the body. So we're going to inhale our fingertips up towards the sky, and then let's go ahead and just bring the right leg up. So we're going to start to remove the leg loop from the length of the leg. And one more time, just slowly roll the ankle around on the right side. Maybe reach up so your hands can hold on to the sides of the feet. This time, everybody go ahead and bend that right knee a lot and pull the knee down towards the armpit. And just give that hip one more stretch. You might hug the leg into the chest. Whatever feels good for you to recline and relax back with the eyes closed. Start to awaken the legs. And we inhale that leg back up towards the sky. We're going to go ahead and extend that leg out. And then we switch sides. We're going to bring the left leg up. Remove the leg loop and the length of the leg and let it go. And then just give yourself a little bit of love here on the left side. Roll the ankles around. Massage out to the bottom of the foot. Give the foot a little squeeze. And the knee into the armpit. And maybe go ahead and stretch and reach your arms around the shin. Anywhere you feel like in your practice that would most benefit the lower body. Give yourself that moment. And then go ahead and bring the left leg up over the head. The right leg comes and meets the left, and we relax back into a mini plow. So I'm holding onto the feet, pulling the knees towards the chest. Nice stretch through both sides of the hamstrings. And then bend the knees, wrap your arms around your shins, and give yourself a big hug. So take a moment to thank your body, thank your being, thank your breath. Everything for showing up, for doing such a great job, for awakening the curious inner child, and letting your spirit come out and play. It's such an honor to share these play practices, and they're so powerful and they're therapeutics, all while having so much fun. And then start to unfurl, expand the arms and legs away from one another again. We're going to fishtail from side to side. Very gently push your hips up towards the sky, and just sway from side to side with the swing. So I like to fishtail quite a bit. You've probably noticed. This just feels so good for the connective tissue, so good for the fascia and that sheath over the body. Just add a little bit more space and a little bit more length. Just gently rocking the body. Feels great. Bend the knees and let your feet dangle towards the floor. So you might touch down. Prepare your landing gear. You might not. It's okay. Reach your arms up towards the sky. Hold on to the sides of the swing and pull yourself up to sit. Now when you sit, I just want you to drop your hands onto your lap. As long as your bum is in there, you should be okay. Exit gracefully, so make sure you have enough swing underneath you to sit. Okay, just take a pause. So whether you're grounding and rooting down or whether you're floating, just take a moment and have a body scan, take inventory, notice what's changed, notice what's shifted. And then we're going to harness those energies into the center of our heart space by bringing our hands to prayer one more time. Hanging out in Namaste. So whatever those qualities and aspects are that you want to take with you, seal them into the original soul matrix of the heart, whether that be a sense of expansion, freedom, of joy, of openness, space, release, whatever it is. Let it inform and infuse into every cell. Let it emanate out from your heart and touch every person you come in contact with in the highest and best ways. So everyone benefits from your important play practice. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Go ahead and open your eyes and praise the heavens. Hold on to the swing and pull yourself up to a standing position. Now we're all anchored and rooting down. Hello, gravity. All right. And then we're going to keep our arms wrapped around. It's really nice, again, to exit nice and slow. So we're going to do one more gentle forward fold where we hang by our elbows. Shake out your hair, shake out your head, relax the neck. And from this position, I'm going to invite you to release the swing, straighten the arms, and come down to a child's pose. Now, gravity is going to have its way with you. You're going to feel super duper heavy. Let all of this goodness land back up to the earth and feel yourself being pulled, that magnetic pull, back towards the center of your belonging home here on this planet at this time. Just feel that calling that gravity represents. So gravity is sometimes referred to as the weight and the pull of our love back to ourselves. So that crystalline core of the earth is that home and that place within our own hearts, the holographic representation of the whole. So enjoy the landing, enjoy the flying, enjoy the groundedness, enjoy the upliftment, enjoy it all. Enjoy the contrasting experience that we have here. I call it Jedi flight training because we are awakening our superhuman, superhero abilities to play, to fly, to experience joy, to feel freedom in the body. And then when you're ready, I want you to just roll up, keep your eyes closed if you want, find a comfortable seated position, and just hang out in this place where you can root down and buoyantly rise up. See if you can find that expansion and that extension. So hold on to both simultaneously in the body. And as you feel comfortable and come to sit, then I welcome you to be receptive to the light, to open your eyes, and come to a place where you can either stay silent and in your own version of reality, or you're welcome to share. I just want to give everybody a moment to, if they're feeling inspired, to give feedback or talk about their experience, to go around and just let me know how you're feeling or what you love, what's your favorite pose, what was challenging, what you'd like to experience more of, whatever you want to share. It's always fun for everyone to hear both what's similar and what's different for the practice, because for me, I find that this practice has a lot of range. It will be different for every person. Always welcome to hear that. Or you can just give me the nice bow namaste if you're feeling like inward and you want to just have your own experience right now. Is there anything you want to share?
Yeah, I think it's really good on the lower back, just kind of opening up. The inversions are really challenging. They feel good, but something goes on in my neck where I feel I need to come back up. I think it just takes repetition.
Yeah. Well, you've done so good just in the last couple times coming. You're brand new, right? You've done it a few times, and like already you can feel the ease that you had in some of the postures that were challenging first. So thank you for that feedback. Huh?
Carmen's my friend, but she's very, very schooled in dance.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So happy to
And
have
Krista's my friend.
So
she's
Linda,
very, very
Linda,
beautiful and
Linda's
schooled
seriously
in
our
everything.
closing circle tonight.
And Jeff, he's my friend too. I didn't know until today. Yeah, he was here. So.
Beautiful.
I really enjoyed breaking past fear with the inversions. I could see you doing it, but then the reality of me doing it myself, and then having help from the assistant and really doing it. It's magical.
Isn't it great? Yeah. Magic happened today for sure. I felt you guys all like pop, like little popcorn. We'll go this way. Who's that? What would you like to share?
Yeah. Incredibly relaxed right now. That's Shavasana, for me to last all day. A great way to kind of have the nervous system drop in and settle, for sure, without a doubt. What was amazing for me is just all the hip opening that happened, which is huge. I'm so tight in my hips. And I do yoga too, so it's kind of interesting how this has, from my experience, a different access that regular yoga doesn't have.
Exactly.
So, super fan.
Yay! We call it catching the fever for the flavor. So you have the fever. Yay! Now you look totally transformed. Seriously, like it's amazing to see the before and after when people come in. And it seems like, oh yeah, what do we do with the swing? And then we're like,
I mean, it literally feels like I went and got like a cross between like rolfing and cranial sacral work.
Right? Yeah. It's amazing. Thank you for getting it.
So I would love one of these hanging from my living room.
Yes. So I make these, and if you do fall in love, you can take them home. You have to buy them, but you can talk to me about buying one, and I can help you hang it or whatever you need, because they can be hung anywhere, which is exciting. This is a total obvious no-brainer, right? When I walked into the studio, I was like, perfect, we'll take it. I was like, it's so beautiful, and it also is like a cocoon, right? It's like harnessing the energy with us, so it's a really sweet space, and I like to really honor the space that we're creating with one another, and that's being held. So thank you guys. That's great feedback. Thank you. So Linda Sue, anything you'd like to share?
I'm only going from here. What's the schedule?
What are we doing from here?
Yeah, what's the schedule? What's your schedule? Is it
For
here?
today? What?
No.
Oh, well, that'll all be online. That is to be determined. We don't have any classes happening regularly here yet.
Oh.
It's been kind of like coming and going, and we have more people getting certified, and it's all in the making. So we'll post all that online. Right now, we're going to stay in the feeling place. And then we'll get into
What?
We're going to stay in the feeling place and talk about our experience, and then we'll talk details. Anything you want to share from that? Okay, you were great. Thank you for being here. Lance, thank you for being so brave and jumping in with us.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the inversion. Never been so comfortable in an inversion.
Right?
I'm more comfortable than having a chair leg banging against my shin or whatever else I've done.
Yeah, and tractioning the spine out of the pelvis, both in an upright position, but particularly upside down, is incredibly healing for the vertebrae, for the nervous system, for the endocrine system, lymphatic, chakras, I mean everything. And we're hanging by the largest joint instead of our ankles for the inversion tables, which was a nice try of something. We really want to hang by our hips and get as much space in the torso as possible, and that alleviates a lot of pain and injury for people very quickly. It's amazing how quickly people can recover from long-term problems. Thank you for that feedback. How about you, Neil? How are you doing?
I love it. I liked a lot I practiced a lot of inversions and handstands over the years, and it's really, it's actually really good to practice stacking, find that point, because I usually practice against a wall, but with this it's really helpful. So that was really good. I like that, and the challenging was the hip flexors. I can feel the pressure there. And I generally have tight hamstrings and hip flexors, so that's really helpful. Yeah, I would love one in my house.
Yes. We've been talking about working with the Cirque School in San Francisco, so I'm glad that you came to check it out. It's all happening. Well, thank you guys. Thank you teachers, the trainees that were such great assistants. It was good to get a taste, right? A flavor of everything pieced together. Is there anything you guys want to share? We're going to hop back into our training. You can take your time exiting. Is there anything that you guys noticed?
I loved it on this one. It's great. It's great watching everybody. Amazing job.
Didn't they all do so good? I know, it's hard to tell when you're just walking into an experience, but that was really magical, really exceptional. Thank you for being such cooperative components. Play. Lori, anything you want to share?
I just said I totally get the hamstring thing.
I was sitting from the back and just amazed at how beautiful everybody is. Really visible, very beautiful.
Yeah, that's how I feel up here. I'm all like,
Oh,
oh my god, you guys are so pretty. It's really fun to watch. And
you can feel people getting it, and when it clicks, and when it doesn't. So there's always like, oh, and then it's like, you know, and then we're like little birds flying together, and it's like, oh, this is so cool. And I live for those moments, so thank you. Anything you want to share, Anne?
I think probably a repeat, just how beautiful it was. Really so beautiful just to watch it from the outside, and even if somebody was struggling, it was still beautiful. It was just a very, very beautiful practice.
Very unique experience, and I'm having a lot of fun developing this, and I'm totally open to any sort of feedback. I've created the names and sequences, and they're all designed to be fun and playful and silly, and it's also infinite. You know, really the number of combinations, the way we can play, the way we can use it both for dynamic strength, for restorative, for acrobatic, and for therapeutic. There's a lot of range. I am offering workshops and teacher trainings every month, and then those teachers that are getting certified, that are certified, are leading with teaching the classes. And so we have classes happening here and classes happening at Harmonia and Sausalito, and then we're going to have classes happening at the Diana Center in Sebastopol, and hopefully soon classes happening in San Francisco. So it is happening. And then I travel each month to different towns and cities and offer the teacher trainings and workshops at different studios, and it's all expanding. I just redesigned my website, which I'm really happy about, so aerialyogaplay.com will take you there, and I have postcards and business cards that you can take home if you want. So please stay in touch with me. The new website is a great source for community, so the teachers are on there, the locations are on there, that'll all link to the different classes, and I'm building out like a whole online presence and online training with the videos too, so more to come. Please come back and visit us. I will be here at some point in April. I haven't decided when the next workshop is, but if you put your email down, I'll email you and say hi too, if you don't mind me staying in touch. Please stay in touch with me. I have a newsletter you can sign up for on my website, etc., etc. So thank you guys. That was really magnificent. Brilliant. Yeah, so those that are in the training, we're going to take a little break until 4:30 and then start up again. Okay, so have a little bite to eat, hydrate.